my beautiful community members here in YouTube. Habari zenyu, jambo jambo, karibuni Kenya. Hey, we! Sasa, wacha niwaambie kitu moja. Kabla hata nianze hii matangazo yangu ya kila siku. I just want to say thank you for every person who has been taking time to watch my videos. Thank you for the new subscribers. Hi guys. Thank you so much. May God bless you for that which you are doing. Mungu awabariki sana. Sitachoka kuambia ya kwamba Mungu anawapenda na mkuwe na hiyo roho, okay? Kama umekutana na hii video yangu for the first time, do not hesitate, okay? If you find the video is so educative, if you find the video so educational, you find the video so interesting, don't hold back, you know, just give it back to the community. What am I trying to say? Don't forget to subscribe, notification button kama kawaida. Alafu tena pale kwa comment section, wacha tuende tuongeleshane pale pia kidogo. Thank you so much for every beautiful soul that has been communicating with me on the comment section. Thank you for the souls that have been liking my videos, and thank you so very much for the newcomers. Vigogo wangu, I salute you. Kabisa kabisa nitazidi kuambia neema inatosha. Now, I just discovered ya kwamba here in Africa, we have so many cultures, and some of them are dangerous, but some of them are not dangerous. And I felt like, why not speak out, compile some notes concerning some rituals that are here in Africa, and it is like a culture, okay? We just believe it's a culture, it's normal. It's not something to negotiate. You found yourself doing it, and you have never known that these are some rituals that are in your community. So, I, as an African lady, I came to understand that there are some rituals and there are some cultures I need to attain for me to get a certain status in the community, for me to gain some favors in the community. But I never knew that those are just rituals. People are doing them. We are Africans. Tulikuwa to colonize, you know, like the Wazungus came here, they tried to remove the ushago thing in our head, and then boom, now people are telling us, oh, sisi hatuelewi mambo ya cultures, yeah, huku kwetu hakuna cultures. You know, I was just laughing there is another social media I was saying ya kwamba as long as you are in Africa, you cannot tell me that in your community there are no cultures. Every community has their own cultures, they have their own traditions. But some were telling me, no, in our community we don't have cultures, we don't believe in some things. I said it's okay, but let us wait for that time when culture and rituals will find you in that state. Then you'll come and tell me, Chichi, you know, you told me. So this is what we are going to talk today, and we are going to talk about the dangerous ritual activities that are happening here in Africa. I have compiled some few, and I know you are going to enjoy things you did not know. You live with them, but you never knew that this one is an African ritual and it is a culture on its own. We will start with, wait, and before I go on, you know, some of these rituals in different cultures, some of these cultures, they believe that when you do this kind of rituals, it might be signifying you really need to achieve a new social status in the community. Maybe you are moving from one age to another, from one age group to another age group, or maybe maybe when you were bringing visitors in your home, wageni, you know, the newborns, vitoto venye vimezaliwa in the community, there are some certain things that you're supposed to do, and they are supposed to be done for you to attain you know, like for you to attain something in the community. So we will start with the Maasai Moran. Everybody knows about Maasai Moran. Wamasai wanasema walianzia wapi? Tanzania. Walianzia Tanzania, uzao wao wote unatoka Tanzania. Lakini hatujawahi jua the reason as to why wanaitwa Moran. Now I nilienda deep inside, and I just googled, I called my friends from the Maasai land. I asked them, why is it that some of these people are being called Morans? What is the reason behind somebody be called a Moran? Now wakaniambia hivi, wakaniambia kwamba ndio mtu attain hiyo kuitwa Moran, inamaanisha kwamba tutakuwa acknowledge vipi wewe kama Moran? Watu wote wenye wanaitwa Moran walienda msituni. So for you to be you know, for you to attain for you to attain a title, for you to attain this title called Moran, you need to be a young man mwenye utaenda msituni, uende jungle, uende ufukuzane huko na masimba, uue simba, you take down a lion, okay? And when you come with that lion in the community, you have accomplished something. And you know, you only go there with a spear. With a spear, not this fancy guns and na boo boo boo. You go there with your spear. Simba na kispia ma wacha ikae. So for you to be called a Moran, enda na spear, utatumwa na spear, uende huko msituni, uende uue lion. Ukishaua lion na hiyo spear, unakuja kwa community, then you are being respected and you are being acknowledged as a Moran. So anybody who is called a Moran, you know, this one is a ritual. Why would you go and kill a lion in the jungle with just a spear? Are you mad? Are you crazy? But you know, this one is a community and it is here in Kenya. And they are respected, okay? And they are respected and they attained that name called Moran. Why? They have killed a lion. Can you do that? So you can go to the jungle and kill a lion and then we are going to call you a Moran. Where? Rituals and cultures in Africa. Higher. There is also this deadliest one that I usually fear, the wife inheritance. Now, most communities, they do practice this thing. Ya kwamba if I'm married and my husband dies, that his brother will have to marry me. I'm not supposed to move outside that homestead. I'm supposed to continue staying there. And you know, something funny is like this. If I'm married now and my husband dies, God forbid, his brother will have to marry me. And if again his brother dies in my arms, there is also another brother there waiting. The other brother will marry me. If all of them are finished, then that is when community allows me to go and get married somewhere else. And you know, this thing has brought a lot of unfortunately, watu wengi wamekuja wameambukizana HIV AIDS. And because you know, labda hiyo nyumba watu walikuwa na mtu alikufa na HIV AIDS, okay, mzee amebaki, wewe unaenda unaoleka na mzee, and you find watu wengi sana walikuwa wanakufa, okay, just because of wife inheritance. Why would my husband die and my brother marry me? Why would that brother's wife just accept me to come into their home just like that, to wreck their home? Why would it happen? You know, hapo ndio unasikianga magonjwa inakuja inasambaza, community yote wanakufa tu. Ndio kwa maana unaona ukienda kwa boma za kitambo, specifically when you go to this Kenyan communities, I think it's just in Africa, you find a whole community, like a whole homestead is dead. You will find them that they were doing the wife inheritance stuff. It's very, very bad. Alafu, there is also this in South Africa. I found out that the Zulu communities, they have the traditional healers, and they're known as Sangoma. Okay, so this Sangoma, they usually rely on the puff adder, to like, you know, they should say the puff adder in mouth, you know, kinyoka ndio puff adder ndio iko, so they play with the, you know, like the way they're doing this before the puff adder. We hiyo kitu nakwambia ikifanya tu nga ikuume mapua hapa na hujatoa sumu we. So I discovered that most of this the traditional healers, who are called the Sangomas in South Africa, the Zulu communities, they usually rely so much on puff adders to make predictions, okay, as well as even heal. And then sometimes you might find them at some point, like, you know, they place it in their own mouth, like anachukua kile kipaf ada, anaweka kwa mdomo. What is that? Okay, or maybe if you go there, if you are sick, they will bring the puff adder to you, itakutembelee, rambe rambe uso. Eh. So I've discovered that in case if this serpent has change of heart, you just don't want to imagine what will happen. Just imagine that kipaf ada kikuje kipate uko na kipepo fulani, so unajua hiki kinyoka kisapenti kipatana na kisapenti kingine kiko ndani yako kidemoni. Do you know how that kidemon of kisapent will do to you? The kung fu that will happen there. Okay, so they usually use puff adder and they put them in their mouth. Okay, they play with the puff adders and then they do the predictions, and when maybe it becomes now it's a time for healing, they usually use the puff adders. Manyoka wanatumianga nyoka kukuheal. So when you go to when you go to the Zulu community, you meet a Sangoma, you will never meet a Sangoma who doesn't have a snake, and they use puff adders. Okay, also in here in Kenya and Tanzania, there is something that scares me a lot about the blood and water beverage, specifically in Maasai land. Maasai land, they usually like this kind of culture that if there is any visitor in their homestead, you will be given blood as water beverage. You will be given blood to drink, blood ya wanyama. Okay, and then some roasted meat, it is available, zinaikwanga tu pale in case mgeni anakuja utapatiwa. And then remember, you are going to be given blood to drink that is oozing from a live animal. So when they receive an important guest, huwa wanaenda wanachinja wanyama. Wakishachinja wanyama, they will give you, because you are a visitor, watakinga hiyo damu, hiyo the oozing blood, fresh, utapatiwa ukunywe. Sasa kama we ni mgeni na unaenda kutembelea familia ya Wamasai na waende wakuchinjie king'ombe pale, ama kikuku, ama tuseme tumbuzi, kumbuka utapewa damu ukunywe. So usije ukapewa damu ukasema mimi sikunywangi damu, umeenda kwa community ya wenyewe kufanya nini mama nani? Ungewaambia tu mapema msinichinjie hizo mambuzi zenyu zenachinja. So you will be given fresh blood, from a live animal, and then sometimes they usually mix that blood with milk, and then they offer you to drink. That is just a ritual, that is just a culture for receiving visitors. They treasure it so much. If you are a visitor, they will treasure you in that manner. They will mix blood from a live animal with milk, and then you're being given to eat, and then they can even give you roasted meat if it is necessary. And then there is the bullfighting in the Luya community. Yes, it is not even in the Luya community. You will find bullfighting even in Spain, in Mexico. Like so many countries, they do the bullfighting. And sana here in Kenya. Okay, here in Kenya, the popular among Luya communities, they like this thing. They really like the bullfighting. The bullfighting also vile inafanyika. Mimi chichi, boma yetu ni hii. So inabidi tutoe ng'ombe yetu, alafu labda mbaba wangu anatoka kwa ile boma nyingine, anaenda wanatoa ng'ombe, zinakuja zinapigana. Mwenye anashinda ndio akona say kwa hiyo community. Mwenye anashinda ndio akona kila kitu ya kusema kwa hiyo community. Akiamua nataka kuoa watoto wako wote wasichana, nitaoa. He will marry all your kids. Okay, sons from that homestead yenye ng'ombe ilipiga na ikashinda, they can just decide, give us that land, na mtapeana land. Why? Because wameshinda. Lakini siku hizi it's just for fun. Hizo zilikuwa vitu za kitambo. Alafu kuna hiyo inanishtua sana, and I usually don't like it, but let me just speak about it. The ritual killing. And ritual killings have been performed here in African cultures so many times, and mimi nimekuwa nikizishuhudia, nikiziona hata kwa matangazo, kwa ma-TV, kwa ma-radio, and sometimes you will find they come from a soothsayer. Maybe a soothsayer has decided to say, or maybe a seer or a witch or somebody who prays in the community has decided to say we are doing ritual killings on a certain kind of people, and they usually do it on albinos. Sometimes back they used to target albinos, okay? And if you go to the history in Tanzania, they used to capture them, kill them, and then they seek material wealth. Tulikuwa tunasikia, okay? I don't know if it is true, but nimeuliza some of my Tanzanian friends, wananiambia inakwanga ukweli ya kwamba mtu akitaka apate pesa, mtu akitaka apate mali, anaambiwa aende atafute albino. Anaenda, kwa Kiswahili wanaitwa zeruzeru. Unapeleka huyo albino kwa huyo susea ama huyo mganga wako ama huyo mchawi wako, ana offer an offering, okay? It becomes a ritual killing offering. Akishamuua then unapata pesa ambazo ulikuwa unahitaji. So this one is kind of tricky, but here in Kenya, I've only heard of Tanzania. Sawa sawa. I don't know if there is any other country that usually use ritual healing. If there is one, you can put it on the comment section. And then there is also traditional healing. There is no community that doesn't do traditional healing or medicine. And you find most African cultures, we usually seek traditional healing on some certain maybe sickness or maybe issues. So most of the time you'll find when you visit these tradition healers, some of them, they'll even tell you, go and bring us mayai ya nyoka, enda utuletee mayai ya crocodile. Where will you find them? But you have to do that because you need your healing. Some of them, they will even ask you, enda utuletee claws, teeth, hata manyoya ya kitu dangerous, and you have to go. Those are traditional healings, and people are still doing them even today, and we wish them all the best. And then there is also another one. I usually don't like it, but it is also there. We call them ritual sex practices. Hizi nazo, they're just demonic. How can you do a ritual sex practice? They are very demonic. And I talked to one of my friends from Uganda, and one of my friends from Uganda said the Baganda usually do these ritual sex practices, and aliniambia ni ukweli. They do it, okay? So and this one, they usually, it is a little bit sensitive topic to talk about it, but the community will hold dances, okay? You find they have some dance activities, and maybe it's for ritual specifically, and then when that dance continues, they will bring, if there is if kama kuna dem mwenye anataka, if kama kuna dem amefika miaka ya adulthood ama chali amefika miaka ya adulthood, they'll do this kind of ritual, okay? And this ritual, when they do it, it marks the entry into adulthood. That is when you find ya kwamba kama madem sasa, alikuwa ananiambia juu ni dem, alikuwa anasema alikuwa anaorganiziwa hiyo party kama wamefikisha miaka 16, 17, around hizo ma age 16, 17, 18. Hiyo inamaanisha you are entering into adulthood. So wataorganiziwa party, alafu hiyo party, lakini siku hizi inafanywa kisiri. Kitambo ilikuwa just an open thing. Siku hizi inafanywa tu kisiri. Mzazi anaenda anachukua mtoto wake msichana, okay? Kuna wale wanaume wenye wako specifically kazi yao ni kufanya kuweka hiyo ritual ya kuallow huyu msichana I enter into adulthood. So there are young men who are allowed to engage in penetrative sex, okay, with different girls. So wanalete wangu madem. Kuna story yenye tulikuwa tunaona kwa one of the television here in Kenya, and they were showing us, even in online, they were showing us ya kwamba there is a certain man, and this man analete wangu wasichana. Kumbe huyu mwanaume ni mgonjwa, and this person is HIV positive. So yeye hakuwa anajua, hata ajui alirokotea wapi. So yeye analete wangu wasichana wanakaa tu hapo nje kwa varanda. So mmoja anaingia at a time, mmoja at a time. He is breaking their virginity. He is doing the ritual, the sex ritual practices, and he is doing it by penetrative, a real penetrative sex act. And this man was doing this thing with several kind of ladies, and they would ati ndio sasa akitoka hapo, inamaanisha huyo msichana ameshabrekiwa virginity yake, ako sawa, she's into adulthood, she can now get married. Like seriously, why would you take your 16-year-old girl to a very mature man? Eh? Why would you do that? Si ungoje tu mtu abebane na virginity yake aenda pasuliwe mahali anataka kupasuliwa. So this thing it is some communities here in Kenya, they are doing it secretively, and also Mimi, my friend from Uganda, told me it is true, it has been, but right now there are some communities that are doing it in a secretive manner. You will not know, you will think that this thing ended, but kuna wale wenye bado wanafanya hii maneno. Mtu anachukua tu msichana wake anampeleka kwa nyumba huyo kijana, ati ameshakolea, atobolewe usehemu zake, alafu sasa atakuwa ameshaingishwa into adulthood. And I'm telling you, watu wenye wanaingiana na hii maneno wanapatanga magonjwa ya HIV, untreatable diseases, the people live with them and they keep on crying. So those are very dangerous ritual activities that happen here in Kenya. Alafu kuna male circumcision. Everybody know, wanaume lazima waende watairiwe. It is all over the world, lazima you have to face. But let me tell you something interesting here in the Luya land, in the western part region of Kenya. Circumcision unapata inafanyonga vizuri. Watu waendangi hospitali, they do it traditionally. You know that those traditional doctors, they come, you know, they cut your foreskin as a man. Live. Hakuna anesthesia. Ati anesthesia unadungwa ulale ama ikuweke namb. Hapa unakatwa raw. Yani nayo. Ndo uonekane kama wewe ni mwanamume barubaru. You know, the barubaru in you. So, those are kind of things that happen. And we appreciate them. And we are living with them. And then there is also this one of FGM, the female genital mutilation. Some communities are chopping off ladies like in their clitoris. They are chopping off their clitoris. They are saying that when you remove them, you usually seize the, they believe if a lady has the two clitoris, this lady is anakuanga na mahanjam sana, yani the sex drive is too high. So they usually say wacha tutoe hizi clitoris to reduce the sex drive of a lady. Imagine that. What kind of reasoning capacity is that? But most part in Africa, they have banned these practices, though there are some who are still doing it. Why would you chop off my clitoris because you want to reduce my sex drive? That is abnormality. So now, can you imagine that is what is happening here in Africa? There are so many things, and people don't want to talk about this thing. People don't want to talk about these things. But I said, let me just talk about this thing. And then there is also a friend of mine. Wenye nilikuwa naongea na yeye na alikuwa ananiambia ya kwamba hizi vitu ziko, and if you don't know the kind of rituals that your community possess, you are still behind the news. You really need to know so that you don't get shocked. You get the shock absorbers. So if these things come, you will understand how to maneuver with them. Sawa. Aya. Ziko mingi haki. Zingine hata siwezi zisema. Zingine hata I can't even explain them. But ziko mingi sana. Ziko nyingi sana. Kuna ile yenye huwa inapraktiziwa in Ethiopia, the Suri. They're called the Suri tribe. Ile yenye mtu anapasuliwa mdomo, kidomo kinakuwa kikubwa, alafu anaweka ki plate. They call them lip plate insertion. Okay? Kidomo kinakaa hivi. Hiyo inamaanisha ukiona dem mwenye mdomo iko hivi, alafu wamepasua wameka kisahani kitu hapo ndani, hiyo inamaanisha msichana ameanza kubalehe. Msichana ako into her puberty and like ashabalehe. Huyo msichana ashabalehe, anaweza ingia kwa marriage any other time. That one is found in Ethiopians. Ethiopians like doing that very much. Alafu ziko nyingi, by the way, ziko nyingi sana. Ziko nyingi sana. Kuna hii ambayo inafanyika Sudan. The Sudanese, they are called the Latuka tribe. In Sudan, there is a tribe called Latuka, they usually do the kidnapping your tribe. Even me in my community, most of my grandmothers were kidnapped as bride. Wanajua tu kwa ule ni chichi, basi ashaanza kubalehe, wanakuja wanakuingiza kwa gunia. Like my grandmother alibebwa na gunia, aliingishwa ndani ya gunia na akaletwa kwa babu. Okay, kwa babu yangu. You know, I come from a community that we still treasure the king and the queen. The kingmanship is still there in our community. So mimi my grandmama alibebwa ndani ya gunia. So it is a ritual. Yani msichana yani inamaanisha akibebwa kwa gunia hata rudi kwao, hata jua njia ya kurudi kwao. So it is believed you have to kidnap your bride so that unapomleta kwa boma asijue ataanzia wapi kurudi. It was just like a culture. It is a ritual. They feel like when you do that hawezi rudi tena, hata jua alikuja aje, you know. So hizo ni vitu za kitambo. They don't do it here. Alafu kuna hii there is this one in Fulani tribe in the West African. They call them beating of the suitors. They so if two men are fighting for one lady, wanawekanga hawa wanaume wapigane. Okay, so watapigana for her hand in marriage. Whoever wins the fight will be given the lady to go and marry. Hiyo nayo ni kali, si ndio? That one now is very very funny. That one is funny. Alafu in most of the countries, specifically I've seen it in Madagascar, the wanaitwanga the Malagasy, okay? They usually like dancing with the dead in mpaka kwa ground. Yani it is normal. You just have to dance with the dead. So mnamswing hivi, you swing the dead person as you go, take him to the grave or take her to the grave. Even in some community here in Kenya, you will see them dancing with the dead. You don't know that one is a ritual you are doing. Okay, you are sending off the dead person to have a peaceful time. At least mnamwambia kwa heri. So this one is also found in Madagascar. You will find it there. But the problem is this, ya kwamba this celebration will often be held after every 7 years and in time of joyous family reunion. Sasa mimi huwa nauliza, kuna wale huwa wanawafufuanga wawafu, maybe wanasema after 7 years tunaenda tunamfufua, tunacheza na yeye tena tunamrudisha kwa kaburi. Yani how long will you do that? That one no, that one Alafu kuna I was talking to another friend of mine and she was making a joke. She's a lady and she was telling me, listen Chichi, here in Ghana there is something that is called fantasy coffins, and we usually tunaangalia Chichi alikuwa anapenda nini, tunamtengenezea coffin yenye inakaa hivyo. Kama nilikuwa napenda remote, I like watching TV, so watanitengenezea coffin inakaa remote, wataweka hizi manini huku, but kikitu kinakaa kama remote. Sawa. Kama nilikuwa napenda kuandika sana, mimi nilikuwa nitatengenezewa coffin kinakaa kama kikalamu. Kama nilikuwa yani wanakutengenezea coffins kulingana na vitu zenye ulikuwa unapenda. Juu mimi ni blogger, sijui utanitengenezea coffin inakaa hii kamera na stand yake. I don't know where will I enter now? So there in Ghana they usually do it, and there are coffins in showrooms that have so many kinds of labels, and they feel like they have taken off the dead in a good manner, so the dead will not come and disturb them again, because walimzika na vitu zenye yeye alikuwa anapenda sana. So guys, those are some of the dangerous rituals in Africa. There are so many we cannot mention, but I just said these few. Maybe some of you don't know, but there are so many dangerous rituals that are happening here in Africa, and we call them, that is our culture. Kuna moja nimesahau, wacha nikwambie. When you are a lady, whether you are from whichever part of the country, as long as you are a lady, ndoa yako ya kwanza ilikupea mtoto kijana, wacha nikuambie. Wakati utaoleka, not mtoto kijana. Okay, wakati umeoleka kwa ndoa ya pili na uko na watoto, utatolewa mahari mara ngapi? Mara 2. Mahari yako na mahari ya huyo mtoto. Hii inamaanisha, hii mahari ya mtoto inamaanisha huyu mzee amekubali majukumu ya huyu mtoto. Vile amechukua mke wake, pia akachukua na ndama. Hizo ni kama possessions zake. Ndio kwa maana mama mwenye anaoleka kwa ndoa ya pili na ako na watoto, huwa watoto wote wanatolewangwa mahari plus na yeye pamoja. Hiyo inamaanisha hiyo ni mali ya mtu mmoja na ni huyo mwenye ametoa hiyo mahari. Did you know that? Did you know that? Alafu there is also another thing that happens. Watu they usually don't know. Kitambo tulikuwa tunaambiwa, hey, mambo ya kuwhistle, una whistle usiku. Tulikuwa tunaambiwa ukiwhistle usiku unaitanga wachawi. So wewe kama una whistlingi usiku, kumbuka unaitanga wachawi. Wanakujanga, wanasimama pale, wanangoja uwakaribishe. Wacha kuwhistle usiku. Did I just say that? But it is true. It happens. So anyway, I know you've learned. If there is anything that you know about your culture and I've not mentioned, wewe kuja tuelezane, kuja tucheke kidogo, put it in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.